and it started, maybe documented as seen by Dr. Chinwe was 1975, but started way before then. It started during the time of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. They discovered that there was some naturally occurring healing waters in the world. Okay, they discovered about 7 naturally occurring healing waters in the world. One of them is the warm spring of Georgia, the Shrine of Our Lords. In fact, they started naming this water. It's water. They started naming it shrines. You know, the Shrine of Our Lords at somebody said that's not how they pronounce it. I forgot how a person they pronounce it. That's a French word. Just know that that is what it is. This is how it is spelled. How it is pronounced is not my business. Okay. So the Shrine of Our Lords in France, God Acre Healing Springs, Blacksville, South Carolina. We had the Saratoga Mineral Springs in New York. We have the Ojo Caliente, New Mexico. There's also the Thermabaths in Sousa, Bad Sousa, Germany. We have the also Pamukkale or whatever they call it in Turkey. Now, it was discovered that people, when they, Reverend John Evo, I started using it about 2 weeks ago. I feel younger and the tiredness after, wow. Are you serious already? I started using it about 2 weeks ago. I feel younger and the tiredness after night sleep is gone. Oh, I remember Reverend John Evo. I remember when he got the bottle. This morning, I'm going through some home chores after 3 hours prayer last night. I am about 50 years. I had this experience of good health about 20 years ago. The cup is beautiful. Wow. 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 Okay. So I'm going to tell us about it. And then those of us that have testimonies already, you can share. Now, the YouTube link has been generated already. Somebody should get it and post it on the platform. Now, let me proceed. Okay, let me now proceed since the YouTube link has been shared already. Okay, good. So they noticed that there are places where they have naturally occurring healing water, and they decided to go into research. One of the main reasons was because President Franklin D. Roosevelt then had polymyelitis, felt relief and improvement of symptoms when he goes to the warm spring in Georgia. So they found out that he was always spending time in Georgia. Okay, he was always spending time at that warm spring in Georgia. So they decided to start doing some research. What happened? How is it that some of this water gives this feel and give this healing ability? Because polymyelitis, you understand, the pains and all that, it felt this relief. That's why they started the research in the first place. What they noticed after several research was that it was confirmed that the water actually had healing powers, which was narrowed down to the presence of molecular hydrogen. Okay, it was narrowed down to the presence of molecular hydrogen in the water. Now, molecular hydrogen is able to do that because of its reductive properties. We've heard from Dr. Yawa and Dr. Chinwe. I'll also be sharing something with us about my own finding. Now, these are the main effects of molecular hydrogen. It has anti-oxidation, like Dr. Chinwe kept talking about oxidative stress, and all that. Dr. Yawa mentioned anti-inflammation, and Dr. Yawa also mentioned anti-aging. Okay, so the anti-aging, it also has what they call the anti-apoptotic effect. It's somehow linked with aging. Okay, I'll not bamboozle you with so much grammar, but aging has to do with programmed cell death. Okay, apoptosis, cell death. Okay, and at certain age, 30 cells starts to die. There are some enzymes. There's an enzyme that has been linked directly with aging. It's called the telomerase. Okay, the telomerase, which shortens the telomeres in the chromosomes, and it's noted that as it continues to shorten it, it decreases age. So it has been shown to have an ability to slow down the telomerase activity. Okay, the ability to slow down telomerase activity, and that is part of the advantage of molecular hydrogen. So antioxidation, anti-aging, anti-inflammatory effect. Okay, they've given us enough information already. Let me not bamboozle you. Just know that it is something that everybody should get. And when we are done, some persons here already have access to the cups. If you have any testimony to share, like Reverend Evo, please reach out to your team. Let them send me a private message right now. I'm going to give you a chance to share so that other people understand the benefits of this cup that I just started using. And it has been documented that you start seeing effects. You start seeing effects of using the cup within one. You start seeing the effects of using the cup after 1 week. Within 1 week, you start seeing it of drinking the water from the cup regularly, and it's not cumbersome at all. Okay, it's not cumbersome at all. So hydrogen is extremely unique since it has the capacity to act at a cellular level. Dr. Chue mentioned ideal antioxidants. You know, it should be able to penetrate every part of the body. Most antioxidants, they are very large. They can't penetrate certain parts of the body. Okay, and also they are foreign. So as they do their work, they also give very serious side effects because they are foreign to the body. However, hydrogen is very unique because it can penetrate any part of the body because it's small and it can act at cellular level. Hydrogen is qualified to cross the blood-brain barrier. It's also lipophilic. Okay, that means it can cross lipid membranes and enter the blood-brain barrier. It can also enter the mitochondria, about the only antioxidant that can enter the mitochondria. Now, the mitochondria is the generator, is the powerhouse of the cell. It's where virtually the whole activity of the cell happens. Most of us that study biology, we can always remember the powerhouse of the cell is the mitochondria. And because that's the powerhouse, that's where you have some of these reactive oxygen radicals, especially the dangerous ones, the hydroxy radical, the most dangerous one to most people, at least as most people know. It can enter there and it can easily eliminate it. Okay, and it even has the ability to translocate itself to the nucleus. It can enter the nucleus of the cell under certain conditions. Let's move. Okay, let's move. Now, it exerts antioxidant, anti-apoptotic. Like I told you, cell death, so it has antioxidant property. We all know antioxidation, everybody. Anti-apoptotic, I've mentioned that. Anti-inflammatory, I already told us about anti-inflammatory when we discussed with Dr. Yahweh. And cytoprotective properties. No, especially for the neural cells. That's why it has neurodegenerative, anti-neurodegenerative effect. You know, neurodegeneration, it just says that these diseases just keep getting worse. That's degeneration. So the cytoprotective effect is that it slows down that worsening process by thereby improving symptoms. Okay, that are beneficial. So you have these cells that are beneficial to the cells. In terms of medicine, small is good. No, we have nanoscience. People are not talking about nanotechnology because it means they can access different parts of the body. In case of hydrogen, we're talking about the ultimate in smallness. Okay, proving to be the biggest medical breakthrough in the 21st century. Hydrogen appears at the top left corner of the periodic table and is denoted as number 1. It is the smallest, simplest, and most fundamental element, with molecular hydrogen being the smallest molecule. So if there's any molecule that can penetrate any part of the body, then it is the hydrogen molecule. Stay with me, please. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. This one. Consumption of hydrogen reduces oxidative stress. Chuen did justice to that. In diverse range of disorders and organ system, including the digestive system, cardiovascular system, and the respiratory system. Digestive system is your stomach and intestine and all that. Cardiovascular system is your BP, is your heart and the blood vessels and all that. Dr. Yahweh mentioned endothelial functions. That's blood vessels. Okay, it improves endothelial functions and a lot of diseases that can affect whatever improves endothelial functions. We always have a beneficial effect against things like plaque formations within the blood vessels, BP, blood pressure issues, stroke, and all that. And of course, so this is like the ultimate bourboniche, if there's anything like that. This is the ideal bourboniche. Now, because of the mechanism of action. Now, there are hundreds of scientific publications that show molecular hydrogen to be therapeutic. These are a few, just illustration. I'm sure we can see this very well, showing us different parts of the body it has, acts on, and the effects. So ischemia, reperfusion injury in the kidney can protect against that, helps with chronic allograph nephropathy and all that. In the brain, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, ischemic brain issues, high reperfusion injury, ventilation-induced. I saw this in a trusted site, and sensorineural hearing loss. It's been shown to improve it. Ischemic heart disease and atherosclerosis. If you don't understand it, no problem. Those who know it, know it. Type 2 diabetes. Okay, and the islet function, acute pancreatitis, hepatitis, very common, drug-induced liver injury, obstructive jaundice, and IBS, inflammatory bowel syndrome disease. A lot of persons suffer from this, paralytic areas, and all this, a lot of the tumorigenesis has effects, shown to have effect against cancers. Okay, against cancers also. Let's move. Now, molecular hydrogen is the ideal antioxidant molecule. Ideal, okay, Dr. Chu also collaborated that. Thank you very much. Ideal antioxidant molecule. It relieves oxidative stress in the mitochondria due to its small size. Okay, it is one of the very few, if not the only antioxidant molecule that can reach inside of the mitochondria. Okay, I told us already because of the size. Hydrogen molecule, H2 directly protects the mitochondria that are exposed to reactive oxygen pressure. I already mentioned that. Preliminary clinical trials show that drinking hydrogen dissolved water seemed to improve the pathology of mitochondrial disorders. Okay, and drinking hydrogen to rich water stimulates energy metabolism as measured by the oxygen consumption and carbon dioxide production. Now, these are 10 reasons to use molecular hydrogen as documented by Thomas Rock. And I'll just mention it very quickly. It has been shown to improve skin and fight aging. Okay. It has been shown to prevent, improve diabetes and may prevent it. It has been shown to battle cancerous tumors, fight autoimmune disease, reduce pain associated with rheumatoid arthritis, corrects DNA damage, combats allergies. It helps reduce fats for those of us that want to burn fat healthily. It improves cognitive function, that's its neuroprotective effect, and faster post-injury recovery. Okay, there were researches where some athletes were exposed to the hydrogen-rich water, and they noticed that, and some were exposed to just plain water, and they noticed that those that were exposed to the hydrogen-rich water after a week showed improved performance and reduced fatigability. So it is a must-have for every family. Now, introducing the Ultra H2. Introducing the Ultra H2. Somebody say, why is the product not being given to people at first registration? But wait, let me show you the price first. That's where you understand. Wait, let me just show you the price first. You understand why Dr. Chuen said the main reason, one of the main drawback is the cost. That's a major drawback. When you see the price, you will not ask yourself if they are supposed to give it to you in first registration or not. Okay, so introducing the Ultra H2, I'll just give us a brief description of this Ultra H2 bottle today. We'll still have another session like this much later. But the reason for this emergency training is that there's a good news I want you to leverage on, and you can have it. You know, right now, everything we are singing is about the immersion, but I need you to stay healthy. 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 What's autoimmune disease? I will not explain that today. I will not give that in detail, but I'll just tell you it's the body fighting itself. Autoimmune, the body fighting itself. That's autoimmune disease. It's 5 times more common among women. And you can go look it up or meet a doctor to explain everything to you. Okay, but we have autoimmune disease, the body fighting against itself. Auto, self, immune, fighting, immunity, okay, posing resistance against like an infection. So let's move. Okay, now introducing the Ultra H2. Introducing the Ultra H2. Now, why the Ultra H2? Imelda, please, once you are with your gadgets, let me know. Let me know. Very important. Now, SLE is one of the autoimmune disease, systemic lupus erythematosus. A lot of people know it. If you don't know it, just pray you don't know those things. Okay, so let's move. Now, why? So, because of that, they started thinking of how they can generate molecular hydrogen. So there are different ways people started generating molecular hydrogen. One is to introduce what they call it, magnesium salts. Okay, is to introduce magnesium. Oh, Atekmo, are you with your gadget? Okay, good. What of Dr. T? Are you with your gadget also? I'm going to make you co-host. You can show video. I want to show them something. Okay. Moya, co-host. After explaining this, I will show them. I'll ask you to unmute yourself. Where's Dr. T? I'll ask you to also unmute yourself if you have your gadget and show video. I want to show them something. Okay, good. Now, so they started thinking of how do we generate this hydrogen molecule? Cost is a problem. How do we solve this problem? So they started looking at, so one of the ways, the first way they started generating hydrogen molecule, they want to create that warm spring, that healing water experience in the house. So one of the ways they started generating it is by using magnesium salt. Now, magnesium salt, when it is put inside water, displaces the hydrogen molecule by forming a bond with the hydroxyl group. Water is H2O, by forming a bond with the oxygen to form magnesium hydroxide. So hydrogen molecule is now displaced, and so the water becomes hydrogen rich. However, how many magnesium salts do you need to generate this water? Secondly, it's not cheap, but it might be cheaper than the bottle in the short term, but in the long term, it will be much more expensive. I've been using this bottle for 5 years now. I got this bottle in 2019. So 5 years, and I'm still using it. It doesn't spoil. It's like having a pressing iron or having a electric kettle. You know, the pressing iron, I have my pressing iron that I started using for when I did housemanship in 2011. It's still with me today. So it doesn't spoil. It has a way it generates it. So in the long term, it is much, much cheaper. Okay. And that is it. In fact, I'm supposed to drink water now while I'm talking to you so that you can get the point. Let me be drinking water small. For those of us who have water, please. Hey. You can drink the hydrogen water by diffusion from where you are. Just have faith that that is coming to you. It will come to you by faith. So this is normal water. So the advantage of the bottle is that normal water can be converted to hydrogen water. So instead of turning this water into a glass cup and drinking from the glass cup, I just turn it into my bottle and activate it. So this is normal water. Okay, normal water that you drink. I've covered it. This is my water. I'll just press this button and it will activate it. Are you hearing it? Now, if you are seeing, you see that it's generating bubbles. Can you see the bubbles? You can see the bubbles. Can you see the bubbles? Can you see the bubbles? You can see it a bit here. So I'll just keep it. When it's done generating, let me keep it close to the speaker. When it's done generating, it will tell you that it is done generating the water. Then I will now drink it. I'll drink it on behalf of Star Nation, and you tap into yours by faith until you go and get your own. Okay, so I need to drink water, and I need to drink hydrogen water. So now with this, as it's generating that, is converting a part of the water to hydrogen molecule. So it will now be hydrogen-rich water. Now, if you look at the bottle very well, I don't know if you can see it. I wanted to do a slide to show it, but if you look down here, what you are seeing down here is 1. Up here is 2. So there's a way you can use it to generate. So you can determine the level of hydrogen molecule in the water that you want to generate. The level of hydrogen molecule in the water that you want to generate. Okay, so 1 is lower, it's about 1,000 parts per billion, and 2 can get to about 1,500 parts per billion. Okay, so 2 takes about 15 minutes to generate. 1 takes roughly 5 minutes to generate. So in 5 minutes, this is going to be done generating the hydrogen water, and it uses a process called electrolysis. Some people can see, some people cannot see. I think you should come and buy a hydrogen bottle. I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's get to it. We're about to get to the good part. When I want to drink it, I will show the video again and drink it to the glory of God. Okay, so where was I? Where was I? Where was I? Okay, good. So they're trying to see how they can generate more hydrogen molecules in the water. And so they started with magnesium sulfate, and magnesium sulfate, of course, over time, it's more cumbersome. When you get water, you go and get the magnesium sulfate put inside and wait for it to dissolve. Then you drink it. Cumbersome. Instead of just put here, just generate it and drink. Then over time, you have to use it over time. Secondly, people now started developing hydrogen bottles. So there are now a lot of hydrogen bottles in system. However, when they started doing some research, they found out that most of these hydrogen bottles do not generate enough hydrogen molecules in parts per billion to have any significant effect. So people just think they are taking hydrogen water, but it does not have enough to give them any good results. Do you understand? So people just felt they were taking hydrogen water, but this does not have enough to give them any results. So they kept doing their own research. However, the Japanese came together and started doing the research, finding a way to upgrade the hydrogen molecule to produce enough hydrogen, the hydrogen bottle, to produce enough hydrogen. So that's what they did. So they were able to eventually come up with a bottle after enough research that can generate 1,500 parts per billion hydrogen molecule. As in, that is massive. Very massive. Very massive. Okay? Secondly, this turns normal positive water, normal potable water into super antioxidant water. Okay, so your normal water, just put it in here and become super antioxidant. I believe you guys can hear me. You can hear me, right? Very well. Yes? So somebody should post out those that cannot hear me, can hear me. Thank you very much. Thirdly, it is the highest documented right now as we speak, is the highest mobile molecular hydrogen generator. Okay, is the highest mobile molecular hydrogen generator. Now, there are other hydrogen generators, but you have to go to the hospital to access it. Because, are you hearing? Are you hearing? Generation concluded. So I'm going to drink it now. very briefly to the glory of God. I hope you can see me. Let me stop sharing so that I can see well, so that you can get some by diffusion. Aha. Okay. Reverend F will understand what I'm talking about. You might not understand, but God will help you understand. Amen. Let me proceed. So, it is the highest mobile molecular hydrogen generator. It is the highest mobile molecular hydrogen generator. The highest mobile molecular hydrogen generator. Okay? That's what they come up with. And there are about 800 human clinical studies regarding this molecular hydrogen. We've seen even more than that now. And this bottle we have now is the advanced Japanese technology, and it's made in South Korea. Okay, it's made in South Korea. Now, somebody said, does it taste like normal water? Good. Another advantage that this have over using magnesium salt is that it tastes like normal water. It's normal water. It doesn't change anything. Okay, if you use magnesium salt, your water will taste different. You know, but if you use this, it takes normal water. Okay, it takes normal water. Now, I'm going to explain this bottle to you very quickly. This is amazing. I don't know if you guys can see on the side, there's this hole here. Can you see the hole here? Let me go to chart so that I'm sure you guys can see. There's this hole here. No, water is supposed to be tasteless. You can see the hole here. Yes, it's on both sides. It's on both sides. It's not just for design. It is for extracting oxygen. So this hole removes oxygen. Now, it breaks apart. This generates hydrogen molecule via the process of electrolysis. Okay, so when water passes through a solution and breaks it into its component parts. So when electricity passes through a solution, breaks it into its component parts. So electricity passes through water, breaks it into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. The oxygen gas is removed from here. So anytime I use this, the air in that environment is generally richer with oxygen. Now, oxygen-rich air is good for you. However, there's warning I must give to you. Because this place, why it is generating hydrogen-rich water, it is bringing out oxygen from here. You cannot use it where there is fire. You cannot use it where there is fire because oxygen is combustible. Oxygen is highly flammable. So if you are cooking in the kitchen, you should not be holding your water there. Don't say Dr. Mba did not warn you. Secondly, the battery, okay, is rechargeable. Okay, it's rechargeable. And so it's not that you'll be buying battery and be putting inside. Okay, you don't have to buy battery and put it inside. It's just rechargeable. You plug it, charger. This is the charging port. You charge it when it's fully charged. You put the water. I just think I need to drink another water. People should just exercise patience with me. They say we should be drinking enough water. Okay, now I've been talking since. I have to be drinking water while talking. Eh? I have to keep drinking water to the glory of God. Okay, good. So make sure that water is never empty. This place is never empty of water. There must always be water. Because somewhere inside, I don't know if you can see it very well. You might not be able to see it except I bend it. Okay, let me bend it. I don't think you can see it. Anyway, there's a diaphragm inside that generates the hydrogen water. the hydrogen molecule, that place should never be dry. So even if I want to finish this water, I will remain small so that at least it keeps the diaphragm wet.